Cool. Well, I think we can start, and I guess people will come as we start. Okay, so agenda for today. The big new feature we released was on context recommendation. So we're going to show you how it works, how you can use it to improve the context, create some skills for your users, also like detect new analysis patterns in your users' usage. And then we have a lot of small updates, I would say. So we did some changes on the Slack bots. We have new functionalities on the CLI and a new setting of tool density. So we'll just like cover all the new small features that we implemented in the last weeks. So I think we're just going to start by context recommendation, and since Christophe solved and designed this feature, is going to present what you built.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna share my screen. So I think you can see my screen, right? Yeah. Yeah. So what the in the current setup, in all your now instances, what you have is this part that we call the context layer, where you do like the context engineering, where you pull some stuff from like some providers. So it can be like your data warehouse, the documentation that you have somewhere, some stuff that you write as a human or as a human with an agentic coding tool. And on the other side, you have the UI where people are doing some stuff. They are chatting and whatever. They do whatever on the UI. And the thing that is happening is, even if we are smart people in data teams, I would say, there is stuff that we cannot like think of when we deploy now to people, and your stakeholders will use now in a way that you didn't have think of. They will ask questions you didn't think of. They will use vocabulary that you didn't think of, and stuff like this. And all this usage, it's good that you can use it to improve the context. And this is what we have developed. So we created something that we called context recommendation. And the goal of context recommendation is, at a frequency that you decide, I think by default it's weekly, at a frequency that you decide, if you enable it, you will have now that will review all the conversation that have been done, that have been like the user have done in now, and from all these conversation, identify gaps in your context and propose a solution to fix these gaps. And yeah, this is this main page. It's in the settings. It's like recommendation. And just like to show you, here's our own now instance, and we had like some chat every day with our own instance. And here we got some recommendations. So I'm not sure these are all relevant because I didn't look just before. But for instance, there is this one that I think Claire decided to merge. So here we have like a recommendation that has been proposed. We can see like the diff in the context that this recommendation proposed. So here, this is the rules.md, and this recommendation proposed to add this stuff, which is like colon pitfall, just to explain the agent that, yeah, whatever, don't use this colon and so on. And the cool thing is that because I've connected my context layer repository here, I'm able to get directly a pull request in the context layer repository, and here I get the changes that I've just seen just before. And here I can see that the peer has been merged. The cool thing as well is that you can see also in which chats this recommendation comes from. So here it was a chat that I did, where we I ask some stuff, and from this stuff, now propose the recommendation. So yeah, this is like the beginning for us to improve the context as it goes. There is some more option here, so you can decide like which model you want to use to do the context recommendation. You can add some custom system prompt instruction here. So for instance, I don't know if there is some kind of setup specific to you, if there is stuff that you want the model to be aware of when doing the recommendation and so on. And you can also use like the YOLO mode, which is you let now just create the pull request, and you can give like a maximum of pull requests that you want per run. So this way, like at every run now, we'll create pull requests on your context repo. So you don't even get this at this page. You just like accept the pull request or refuse the pull request on the context repo. You want to add something, Claire? Maybe.
Yeah, no, I think you need to think of all the way that this feature can be useful. Because basically, what this feature does is really scanning all the conversation and feedbacks that the users make on now. So I think use the custom system prompt to like extract all the knowledge you want to know from all these conversations. And I think it will really help you go through reviewing the conversation compared to like the chat replay, which was really manual. So I know that on my side, like the first time we activated the recommendation on our context, like I mean, we've had the agent internally for maybe like 4 months now, and there was a lot of obsolete things in our context that the agent detected right away. So this is also useful for that, like to detect if there's some drift in your context. And
Yeah, cool. Any question in the audience or remarks on this? We're gonna also, just to say, we're gonna improve a bit the way the information is displayed, because here the configuration, you don't need to see it every time you come in. And the thing that is the most important is the recommendation, but maybe we're gonna change a bit the display so it's easier to understand what it talks about and stuff like this. And here you can like apply the recommendation or acknowledge, snooze, dismiss, whatever. We're gonna change this and make it just like accept, reject. And when you reject, you give some hints to the model, so in the model understand why you refused it. And I think I don't have like an example here, but there is also a way that the recommendation propose not appear, but just a prompt that you can apply directly inside your own identity coding, because we don't have access to the stuff that the raw data of this thing. This is something that we're going to improve. And also there is something here. Our setup is a bit different than most of the setup that you have, but here, if I have like the dbt repo, it should also display in the list of repository here, so the agent can also open pull request directly on your dbt repo to fix the data modeling. This is something that is already implemented, but the way this context layer is implemented, I cannot showcase it on this instance. But this is something that we're gonna also send. I think we can do like a small post on the Slack to explain this as well. But the context recommendation is able to propose recommendation on every repo that you have synced to your now instance. And just to show you like a small showcase of this, for instance, if I do like a prompt here, so here it's connected to our own GitHub data that we every time do demo on. For instance, if I say, what are the number of butterflies per day? And I say, actually, butterflies means stars on GitHub. We decided to take this vocab. So I can ask this. I will just take a model that is a bit faster. Cool. We're gonna get the butterflies. Okay, and now if I go in, maybe I should wait a bit for me to finish. Okay, now if I go inside the recommendation, maybe I will take also like a model that is a bit faster. So this one, and I just run it to see. It should find that I've said like stars equal butterflies or the other way, and propose something to change inside my context folder to embed this knowledge in the context layer. So let's see how it goes. It takes a bit of time. Oh, also just on this, for the admin, there is something that is interesting, which is here, if you group by source platform, you can see as an admin all the context recommendation runs. And so you can see, for instance, here, I can see all the stuff that is related to the product, and I can see that this thing is currently running. I can see also like the past recommendation and all the stuff that has been explored. What is all the grep? What is the stuff that is he looked at to decide like to recommend some stuff. So here, it's still running. Okay, I will wait a bit, but in the meantime, I can show some other stuff that we have developed. We added something that will be even more deep in the near future, but currently we added something where here you can decide the tool call density that you want as a user. So it's either like detail or compact. So here the difference between compact and detail is mainly the SQL or not. So for instance, here, if I do a chat and I say execute select 42, it will run a SQL query with select 42 here. And if I do the same view but the compact way, do it 3 times. Okay, now it's compact. So this way, because we got the feedback that sometimes like seeing the SQL is a bit too technical for some people. So this way, like here, just written explore 3 queries and is the compact way. And at the moment, it's only per user that you can set up this. But we're gonna, in the next week or 2 weeks, add way more group management system where you could decide the tool call density per groups of users. So if you have some users that are less technical, you can give them like compact, and for the other ones, details and so on. So this is something that we will also release in the near future. I don't know why the recommendation finished. Is there something about butterfly? I'm not sure.
I didn't see any. Maybe we need to check the conversation.
No, it didn't. Okay. Didn't work this time. But this is the stuff that it should do. And just to give you also some new features that we worked on, as you can see, we improved a lot the UI. So we did a lot of changes. So last time we showcased like the story page. I have a lot of stories, but we showcased like the new story page where you have like a private folder, you have a folder where you have all the stuff that has been shared to you, you have pin, you have favorite, and so on. But we also changed, as you can see here, the home page, the way like the chat input behaves, and a lot of small details that makes now a bit more now with an identity. And also like on the chat, there are some small features that we just added today. Now you can see when a message has been sent, like the time since when it had been sent. You can resend the same message. So here I can say, oh, okay, I want just to resend this message. And when you have sent a message multiple times here, you have like this version navigation directly here. And if I just wait for 10 seconds, we added something that you might like, which is it proposed this, where people can just vote, like for instance, I can say, oh, I don't like. And here it adds the feedback on the last message and disappear. So this is something that we added to create a bit more interactivity for the users. And something that we also added is create two charts about cumulative stars. So it should do two charts. So we added like a new loader. And one thing that we added is when a user have done two charts in a conversation, we add also this suggestion here, which is, would you want to create a story so people can discover the feature of the story? And here you can say yes, no, or do not propose again, and it will never be proposed again. At the moment, it will be like forever, never proposed, but I think it should be like in a conversation, in the scope of a conversation. But let's see how it behaves and with your feedbacks as well. And the last thing that we added just today, this is not yet released, this one, which is like the analytics. So here, as an owner of my chat, I can see how many people have seen my chat. And so, for instance, just before, I've done a story, for instance, here. So I have like a story where we have just like the weekly peers and the cumulative stirs. So here I have a story and I can see like the analytics of my story. And I'm seeing that I've seen my story, because I was working on it. And Sarah, also in the team, I've seen the story 1 hour ago, and she spent 22 seconds on the story. And you can also say that if people have downloaded the story, if there are forks of the story, if people favorited the story, and so on. So, for instance, here, if I've shared the story to Claire, and if Claire, for instance, go on the story and favorite it, I should be able to see it in my analytics here. So here I see myself, but if Claire does it, we should see her. So this is something that we added for you as an admin of assets to be able to see if people are using the stuff that you send to them.
And do you want to do a teaser of what we will do with this data?
Yeah, so this one has not been released yet, but will be soon. We added a new feature that is coming really soon, which is Chat with Now. So the goal with Chat with Now is if I click here, I go inside in the Now chat, but this time I have this small mod here, which is the admin mod. And the cool thing with the admin mod is, so I'm in local, so I can say like how many messages were sent in Now by user. And what this mod is doing is it gives you the same Now UI, but not to chat with your data, but to chat with your Now instance data. So here I can ask Now data about Now. So here I can see, oh, the user that is using the most Now, because it's my local instance, is Christophe Lefari, which is me. And I can do the cool thing is like create a story about it. So you get also the same features as you have. And here, yeah, cool, created the story. And so in the end, I can also like create the story, favorite the story, and then every day I can come inside my story and here, oh, story not found. Interesting. Maybe there's, okay, maybe it's just like a refresh thing. And I will be able to see how the people are using the stuff. You will be able to build some kind of the insights that you want the most about Now, because this is something that we were thinking of, like, do we develop a generic dashboard page that we already have in the settings, or do we let our users develop the stories that they want and about the data that they want about the usage of Now and so on. So this is like the cool thing. And there are some data that is, not all the data is available for the agent to chat, but you have like the messages, you have like the errors. I can also say how many time stories have been seen, and it's also available, like the analytics data that I've just shown, you can ask like, yeah, okay, stories have been seen 5 times in total and so on. So this one gonna be released, I think, in the next days. Yeah, I think I've done a big tour of the new feature that we added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone has question, you can answer, and I think we can also show the custom charts maybe and the Slack box improvements.
Yeah. So I can
But
show this.
Florian has a question maybe before.
I agree.
Yes. Will the story be available for non-admin users, like only viewers?
If you share it to them, yes.
Okay.
If not, it will not be visible to them.
Okay. It's an awesome feature. I'll use it for sure.
Cool. Yeah, there is like another small improvement that we have done that is, I think, super good, which is about the Slack integration. So here you can see that we have like a tech channel, and every day we have 2 automation that are sent in this tech channel. The first one is a morning tech briefing about the stuff that we have open on the GitHub repo and so on. And there is another one, which is a fun fact about a dataset that is online. And we ask now to find the dataset and find like something that is fun about to tell about it. And in the past, this kind of automation was a bit ugly to read because the message was super big. And now it's structured a bit differently. It sends a first message and the next thing is written directly in the thread. So for instance, here I have like the fun fact, and then I have like the answer in the thread with images and so on, and blah, blah, blah. So this is like a small quality of life improvement, but interesting because, it clutter a bit less the Slack. And also something that we added, which is the table. Now the tables are displayed way more nicely than before. So I can like give me the number of stars per week in a table. I hope it works. So now it's answering, and then it will do obviously a query, and then it's displayed as a table. In the past, if you have used the Slack integration, the stuff was way more uglier than this. So if I give you just, I think I have like a screen in the pair here. I think it's in this. Is it in this? Oh no, it was an issue. It was not in a pair. Let me find it. Here, in the past, the tables were displayed this way, and now it's displayed. Sorry.
It's yeah, vintage.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the markdown way, and now it's like way more nicer. So we're happy with this. The last feature, I think I'm just gonna tease it and not do a demo because.
And just for the Slack, Christophe, I think the last thing you added was to decide if you want the bot to answer every message or not. He's shipping so many things, he forgets about it.
Yeah, but this one has been released like weeks ago.
Yeah, but I think we never showed it.
Yeah. So on Slack, you have like when you have Slack setup, you have a few settings here, so you can decide the model. But there is this feature that has been asked that is good, which is you can decide if the bot reply only when mentioned or not. So here, in my case, if I go here, I can say like, cool, and the bot will answer because that's how it's configured. So yeah, cool, and continues to something. Yeah, I don't even care. Sometimes it's a bit annoying because you just want to chat as human without the bot to answer everything. And you have like this feature where it will reply only when mentioned. So here you can say something, it will not answer. But if I do moon something, now it will answer. So this is like a cool feature that it's up to you to decide what you want. And you also have like the auto creation from Slack, because sometimes you have users in Slack that are not in Now. And if you have this set up, people will get an error message saying you don't have an account in Now. You can't use Slack. If you activate enable auto creation and you give your company name, everyone in the company with this email will be able to ask Now stuff without being rejected, and a user will be created in Now for these people. So you can also have a track of all the conversation that they have with the bot. Yeah. Oh, there is also another feature that we release, which is for the enterprise. For the enterprise, we have the white label, where you can, if you want, it's not activated on this instance. I'm sorry, I cannot do the demo, but you can change the logo, the favicon, the name of the tab. And we also did something where you can change the brand color. So if you don't like our purple, you can pay for it to change it and to get your own company color. And so it will change everywhere in Now this purple to the color that you have decided as the main color of the instance.
But our purple is beautiful.
Our purple is beautiful, I agree. And yeah, the last thing that we are working on that will be released really soon is something that I will not demo because I don't have like the demo ready for it. But I can just show you the peer. The peer is named Vibe Coded Chart. The goal of this feature is to allow you to create in the agent/chart folder of the context layer something.js in which you can like use Cloud Code, Cursor, or whatever agentic coding tool that you are using. So you vibe code a chart that is important for your company to display some kind of data, because we have some set of charts already, which is like five charts. But sometimes in a company, there are stuff that you want to represent in a way, and this is something that makes no sense to include in Now because this is super custom to the way you display the data in your company. So you will be able to create a .js file, and this .js file will be embedded inside Now, and then people will be able to use this chart that you have vibe coded or just coded, depends on how you do it, to display the information. So this is a way for us, like this is the first time that we are developing this kind of plugins. So this is a way for you to extend Now like infinitely, because you will be able to develop all the charts that you want. This is philosophically, this is like a middle ground for us between vibe code every data app, so everyone can do every kind of website, and having something that is way more governed, where you have still like the structure of a story, the linearity of a story, the governance of a story, and so on. And you keep like, not everyone at the company is doing everything. It's more like you as an admin, you define all the charts that are cool for the company, and then people can use them. Yeah, this is something that will be released really soon. I'm like super fond of this.
Yeah, I can share the last updates we wanted to make. Back to the presentation. So yeah, last update we wanted to make is on the new functionalities on the CLI, because we added a bunch of small functionalities. So just wanted to make sure everyone knows about them. So in the now config file, you can now exclude columns from the context. So let's say, like there are columns with PII or things that you don't want the agent to know about. You can exclude these columns from the context. So for now, the agent can still decide to query it. Like it's not like preventing the SQL to reach those columns, but at least it doesn't give any context on those columns. So the agent should not use them. And then in terms of new comments that we have added, So now you have the thread command on nowthink, because we had a lot of feedback that the nowthink was quite long, especially if you have a lot of tables. So now you can do this in a parallel way. So for example, this -T5 will launch 5 different threads so that it's faster. And the other one is now test select to select some tests that you want to run. If you don't want to run all the tests, but just a list of tests. And we haven't released it yet, but the next one that is going to come is actually a select for the nowthink. If you want to refresh the context for just a selection of tables, then this command will help you.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have any question or any feedback, any feature requests you have in mind? Yes.
You talked about now tests, and that reminded me. We created an issue a while ago to add evals, basically LLM as a judge evals. And we are very sorry we are dragging the feet on that one, but we did a ton of research. And I think by the end of next week, we will be ready to add a comment to the issue describing what we think would be useful to get your feedback, and maybe also creating a PR with a plan MD without investing too much into implementation, just to get the conversation started. So I just wanted to say that we didn't give up on it. It just took us a long time to basically collect who is doing what and how and summarize it, but we are almost ready to propose the version of what could be useful, maybe.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good idea, like to put it like as a plan in the issue, and so we have a discussion about it before doing any implementation.
Yeah, that's our plan.
Awesome.
Oh, and I really liked the part where the context audit is creating issues. Because on our side, there is a PM agent that can pick them up automatically. And then there is an analytics engineering agent who can like jump into implementation. So we can close that loop on our side as soon as the issue is created. And this is like super helpful.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. You muted, Claire.
So yeah, closing it as always. So in 2 weeks, new community hour. Already the number 10 community hour. That's like a lot of community hours. Then we have the Copenhagen meetup in August. And we're starting to plan the meetup in Amsterdam in October. I think that would be like mid-October. So if you are in Amsterdam, or if you know anyone in the Netherlands that implemented an agent, that could be now, that could be another agent, that could be like an in-house agent. Like usually what we do is just like share an experience on building analytics agent, whatever, how you build it. So yeah, if you know anyone, feel free to recommend this to some people. And we'll also probably do the same in October in SF around GPT Summit. So same, if you are there and want to speak or come, like reach out to us.
And I also will be like in Amsterdam and Barcelona in September. So, but I will not organize meetup. I think I will probably organize low-key data drink or stuff like this. So, if people are in Barcelona or Amsterdam, reach out. So we do like a small data nerd drink to talk about context.
Or other stuff as well.
Yeah. Obviously.
Cool.
And we do some meetup in Paris as well at some point at the end of the year.
We need to do when you meet up in Paris.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I think we'll stop here unless there are more questions. I think we're good.
I'm good.
Thank you. See you in 2 weeks.
See you.